with Penny Hardaway and those guys, and Horace Grant was a part of that team. But they didn't win a championship, right? Scottie ain't never lost a championship. I don't think it's a fair assessment. Great, great for Twitter, for social media, great for TMZ, great for everybody that's into, all of that kind of stuff, saying true grown men, I guess kind of throw mud at each other or throw shade at each other, if you will. But I think that, I don't think that there's any one professional athlete in a sport like the NBA that could just say, I won this championship on my own. I mean, because we did the numbers on Mike here a few weeks ago when we talked about how over time Michael Jordan just becomes mythical, a godlike, like Zeus, if you will. People forget, that during those championship runs, Mike didn't always have great games. It might have been a collective effort. Mike might have led the charge at the end of the game. But, statistically, Michael Jordan did not always have, his best performances in the NBA Finals. I mean, we talked about it. The numbers don't lie. So, again, I think that this could possibly, just be an unfair assessment. And maybe, Shaq, again, because I don't know Shaq. But I would just hate to think that he's one of these people that feels like when he speaks, that's the gospel, because that couldn't be any far from the truth. I mean, because you were great. You were great in Orlando. You were great in Miami. You were great in LA. But what happened in Phoenix? What happened in Cleveland? What happened in Boston? Yeah, see, we forget about those stops, right? Yeah, we forget about those stops. What the hell happened? Batman? Or did you turn to Ray-Ban? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. All right, so quickly, and bear with me 1 second. All right, so we've been talking about this David West, foregoing a $12 million deal with the Indiana Pacers, the final year of his contract, to sign on for $1.2 million with the San Antonio Spurs. And, we were kind of laughing about it, like, oh, man, like, who does that? And like, oh, my God, that has to be the most stupid thing that ever happened. Like, I can't believe this guy did this, just walked away from this and this and this and this. Well, the terms of his contract, the verbiage of his contract have come out, and I guess it happened Friday or over the weekend or whatnot. But it's not as bad. I mean, okay, let's say this. It's bad, but not as bad as it could have been. Because when the contract originally came out and I saw that he signed for 1.2, I didn't realize that it was a $1.2 million deal for this year with a player option. Well, now that the terms have been released, that is exactly the case, that there's a player option where he can just totally opt out after this season. So say, for example, if San Antonio doesn't win a championship, but David West plays really well during the season for the San Antonio Spurs, and he doesn't, he feels like his services could be better used somewhere else, or, he feels like he might want to earn that money back that he walked away from, with the new salary cap, he would be able to walk right back into that $12 million that he walked away from, if not more. And so I mean, for a year, and I'm hoping that he's been a good steward of his finances, because I would have to think that's the only way that you could actually make that move. To walk away from 12 for 1.2 is that you've been a good financial steward. And so if that is the case and he's going to San Antonio to try to win a championship, that's not bad. I mean, because then look at this. Say if he does play well and he opts out, San Antonio then they could ultimately say, well, we want to re-sign you and we'll re-sign you for $12 million, right? I mean, so it kind of gives him options. I mean, he has a year where the checks won't be as big. Wifey won't be able to go out and do as much as she's been able to do. But he'll be in a situation where, because every athlete at the end of the day Yeah, they want to get paid. But these athletes, whether they're the top tier athletes or your bottom tier, your bottom dwellers, everybody's goal when you get in the league is to try to win a championship. And so I don't blame David West for this. And if anything, it kind of shows his commitment to trying to win a championship that he will walk away from as much money as he did. I can't believe I just said that. Oh, David West, what the hell are you thinking about? Oh, Jesus Christ. Why you just walked away from $11 million? Oh, Lord. All right. Whew. All right. So now that I got that out. Yeah, so good luck to David West. A couple other news and notes really quick around the NBA before we talk a little TV and get up out of here for the night. Manu Ginobili officially re-signed with the Spurs. So, he's back. And as if, I didn't really think Manu was going to retire. It was some folks. Now, there were some grumblings, and I kind of laughed at them. But there was some people saying, well, if Manu decides that he wants to play, but, he's going to have to take, he might have to take, a cut, and pay to stay in San Antonio if he wants to resign. Atlanta's always a landing place for him because he and Coach Bud have this great relationship. And I just kind of laughed that off because I was like, let's just look at it like this. I'm not even an aging NBA player. I'm an aged NBA player that has won championships with the San Antonio Spurs. I know that I could go back to San Antonio if I so choose to, or I could retire, or I could just sign on with another NBA team if I just want to play or if I'm looking for more money. So, hey, why not go play for the Hawks? Why not end my career with Atlanta with so much unsurety? Yeah, Coach Bud is there, and he's my guy. Yeah, but let me follow Tiago Splitter to the Hawks. Yeah. I knew that wasn't going to happen. And then as a Hawks fan, hell, I wouldn't even want Manu. I mean, look, Manu is good for what San Antonio does, but here in Atlanta, damn it, we need a hero. I can't even lie. For me, at this point, look, everything that we've signed is cool. The fact we won 60 games is cool. But in order for us to be able to get over this proverbial hump, we need a hero. And Manu ain't that hero. Hardaway Jr. ain't that hero. Glenn Robinson III ain't that hero. Tiago Splitter ain't that hero. Those are your free agents right there. They ain't heroes. They might be able to come in and contribute, but they are not heroes, and that's what Atlanta needs. We need heroes. We don't need Tiago Splitter to bring his quote-unquote championship pedigree into the locker room. Because forgive my language, but what the hell has Tiago Splitter done? If I'm in the locker room, why the hell should I listen to him tell me about what Tim Duncan used to do or how Tony Parker did something? What do you do, Tiago? And if you were so valued, how did you end up out of San Antonio? And that would be the end of the story right there. All right, so, okay. One more. Well, you know what? We'll skip that. We'll come back to that Clipper story tomorrow. Okay, so before we get up out of here, over the weekend, Power on Stars happened Saturday night, and then HBO's Ballers happened last night. And we'll start with Power. Not sure how many of our folks in our listening audience actually watch this show, Power. I mean, the one thing I'll say about this show is that it's had its ups and downs. It's had moments where I'll be like, I think it's going to lose me. It already lost Big Mike. But then, there are, those moments where I'm like, oh, I can't wait till next week. And that's how Power got me last Saturday night, because the whole thing went down where the young lady that Ghost is saying, Angela, who is an attorney for the government, it's revealed to her that Jamie is actually Ghost, and she's screwing him, and not his boy Tommy, who they have his girlfriend. They had her in for questioning last week, so all of this stuff is happening, and it just had me. And I was like, oh, my God, I can't wait for next week. So Saturday rolls around, And, I'm on vacation and I'm sitting at the bar and I'm actually watching stars at the bar on my phone, right? And it was all of that because they're better. The things are being developed better because now you have a situation where James St. Patrick, his wife, now she knows everything and, he had a wreck. She had to come down to the police station. And look, it's just so unbelievable right now. But the bottom line is that it's better. I can't even go through because there were so many twists and turns Saturday. I'll tell you this, 50 Cent's son, he did smash Miss St. Patrick, Naturi Naughton. He finally did smash her. So he's 2-0 in the buddy thing. He smashed Lala a couple weeks ago. Now he smashed her. So that happened. What else was major? Oh, so Tommy's girlfriend actually tried to tell him what was going on, right, with the whole Fed thing, and she gave him the opportunity, to choose her over Jamie and the drug business and just to leave New York and get away and it just be them. And of course, she, in his response, she realized that he would never choose her, and they had these handcuffs that they had been using for their little sex scenes, and she handcuffed him to the bed and she stole the key and she just walked out. And that's how she left him screaming and he's screaming her name. And, so again, I can't wait for next week because now, again, there's so many twists and turns. And did I mention that Naturi Naughton told her husband, like, you got to keep screwing Angela until I tell you to stop screwing her. Like, this is just phenomenal. All right. So, okay. So again, Stars on Power. If you haven't seen it, make sure you go on demand and check it out before I just completely just blow everything. All right, because I am Mr. Spoiler Alert if you didn't see it. All right. So Ballers on HBO happened last night as well. And again, this is fastly becoming one of my new favorite shows. Not sure how long it's going to last on HBO, but this thing it's a quality show. Very quality. The story development is unbelievable week by week. And I think it's because they only give you like a 30-minute taste. If they gave you an hour taste, it might not be, all of that. But because you're only getting that 30-minute taste of Ballers, then it's like, I can't wait for next week. A lot of things happen on this one. Again, I'm not going to be the big time spoiler, but I'll say that it's phenomenal and it's getting better and better. A couple weeks ago, one of The Rock's clients, was out on the boat and he was smoking weed and doing cocaine off of these whores, and there were pictures taken, and now the pictures are being threatened to be leaked, and now The Rock and his crew, they're trying to do damage control, and this thing, it's good. It's really, really good. And with me never been in the NFL, a lot of these things seem like, stuff that these guys could possibly go through on a regular basis. And, I kind of wish that Ben Troop had to join the show tonight because I would have been interested in his thoughts if he does watch Ballers on the actual way that these players are portrayed, or if these type things really, really happen in this manner. But it is phenomenal. And I'll tell you that right now, I'm not a big TV watcher right now. But when I do find something that I like, I'll become a true fan. And right now, I'm rolling with Power. I'm rolling with it, despite what my tag team partner is saying about Power. I'm rolling with Power, and I'm definitely rolling with Ballers. And so there you have it, folks. The Monday edition of the Sports Kings podcast is a wrap. I'd like to thank you folks for tuning in, and don't forget you can check us out via Spreaker.com. Download the app. It's absolutely free for your Windows, Apple, or Android devices. Search Sports Kings Live, and there you can go back into the archives and check out any of the previous shows that you might have missed. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr at Sports Kings Live. And you can always shoot us an email at Sports Kings Live. And until tomorrow, I'm Rob Calloway. Have a great evening, everybody.